Yo guys, Aurelios here. Welcome back to another new video. Today we're here to explain how I made my track called Even, how to Spinnin record the Spinnin talent pool. If you haven't already heard it, here's a small preview. Okay, this is the project, the full studio project of Even. It's not a really voluminous project. It looks pretty simple actually, and there are not a lot of elements in the track. The vocal, the bass, drop and break, and then some drums and some cool synths, but nothing special is going on. It's really different from last bass house track that I've made lately, because actually the bass house has really way more sound design, really way more layering, a lot more of stems as well, like drum loops, drums, and some other things that are needed to fill the empty spaces. So that's the reason why this project looks a bit more simple than the last ones. Let's start from the vocal that I took from Splice vocal. So it's not that original, but when it came out I immediately downloaded it and then I used that for a new song. So I started actually from the vocal. I put that on FL Studio and I started to write the bass line. The vocal is not processed because it's already wet. I didn't add any extra processing in it. Let's start from the bass line and the vocal together. The bass line is from Nexus, and this is the third block. This is another block that I used in the drop and in the break as well. The bass line is from the Nexus, the analog one preset. I remember the sound bank where I took it, and let's see how I processed it. Sounds like this without any processing. With processing, sounds really way better. Camel Crusher in it, just a distortion. OTT, novelty character to give more character to the main bass, and then a bit of saturation to, to boost a bit of the highs. Then a normal reverb with Olala room. Then we have this block. I don't remember where I found it, but it sounds pretty cool. There's a lot of reverb. The handle smile. And then we have all other elements in the break, like the atmospheres that I did use them a lot to fill the space in the background behind the vocal. In this case, this one. It's really quiet as an atmosphere. Then there's this one. And together with the bass when it starts, also with this one. Then we also have this one, which is both are a reverse sample of this one of the bass and this one of the atmospheres. With this reverse, of course, the transition is so really way smoother than without them. So let's. Here I use this top kick and this clap that are different from the kick and clap that I used in the drop. This is not something real common. Usually I do like to use the same drums of the drop, like taking the kick and shortening it and using that as top kick in the break. But in this case I didn't use the kick I used in the drop. It's different. Also the clap, it's completely different clap, but usually the clap I tend to change that in the break and then in the drop, but in this case they are different. Here we have bubbled up with a different vocal. actually is from same sample pack, same construction kit, and so, but it's different sample, as you can notice. The base is now, we have all these notes that are made from the base and not more from the pluck. So these notes repeated in a loop are for the build-up. Actually, there's this part where there's the riser. And then here, as you can see, I added this kick, and before the drop hits, also before the pre-drop fill, and as you can see, there's a kick as a tape stop. There's then this clock. Then we have here a reverse, and then there's the drop. It's actually pretty simple as well. We have the drums with the kick and clap, kick, hi-hat and clap. In the second part, shaker loop. But the groove, you know, it's pretty simple. It has a bit of swing in the shaker. It has a bit of swing than in the melody, but not in the drums, because we have only a hi-hat, clap and kick. And so yeah, the groove is, the rhythm is pretty simple, but it's already sick. I just prefer to give more rhythm and groove with the bass and the melody, and in this case we have this one. As you can see, there are some notes with the swing. As always, I do love to add some swing to the bass. Clicking Alt plus Q with the swing is 17.5%. And we have, I used actually 4 layers. The first one is from, it's a preset that I did create. It's called Cream Sound Bass, or probably I downloaded it, I don't remember. Then we have the Nexus, the driver organ. I think it's the main sound that you can hear. Yeah, it gives the main character to the bass. This is the sub. Then we have also these other two that are from Serum. I think they both the same sounds, yeah, but one is in stereo and one more in mono, and together with other two sub, main bass, and the other two to fill some more the bass space. In the sub bass I had some air bass, because I felt that without air bass it sounded a bit weak. It has really some power, but in the low end, just I needed a boost, like in a 50-60 hertz. Then we have the main bass, where I added a sausage fattener in Q with a low cut, and it's just cutting the low because it's already filled by the sub bass. And these other two are pretty distorted as well, but they sound pretty cool with all other basses. We have this one, I do like to call it background synth, because it's actually a synth that plays in background and it's not a main lead. Basically it's same plug I used in the break, as I said before. And then we have the main element of the drop, that is the vocal chop. Basically, I took the main vocal, sampled this one. I did open in a Fruity Slicer channel. When I did it, something like this open, so we have here all the notes. We have whole different notes that plays different part of the vocal, so just need to find the right sequence of notes in order to find also a real catchy melody, as in this case. In this case we have this vocal chop. And then the second one, I just take a longer part. Every word you say. I did it manually because of course here it's already split in this part, but then if you do something like this, remove splice, it just removes that part and you can just create your own vocal shop there. And I processed it. Actually I added some EQ, low cut, multiband compression with the OTT, another low cut, and then this reverb, just to automate the reverb, not manually but with this plugin with the patcher. Every word you say. So basically this plugin is filling the empty space when the vocal is not playing with reverb, and that disabling it sounds really bad. Then we have some more Atmos, and this parts over here, all the effects. Altogether sounds like this. Then in the second part of the melody I added another one. Sounds pretty cool, just to add some extra character to this part. Let's hear the difference. Sounds way better now. In the second part sounds fuller. Then in the second part after the drop is like a sort of outro with the kick. The kick is still going on. We have like this outro with another part of the vocal, but in this case we have the bass, the break bass that we use in the first break, and we will use also in the second one. Tell me that it's true. Pinch me, I need you from heaven. Also I forgot to mention before the vinyl effect. Of course it's for the same reason of the other atmospheres, to fill some empty space, to give a different texture to the whole song. Then we have in the second part of the drop, we have also the piano. I did use the I've Had Enough piano. If you don't know what I've Had Enough stands for, it's just the piano I've used in my song I've Had Enough that was released on Musical Freedom. It's pretty cool piano, and I did use same preset. EQ, OTT, wave shell as a stereo image, and then again some more EQ, but this time to reduce some highs, to cut low but to reduce some highs, since we add a lot of high frequencies stems and elements, so didn't want the piano to clash with the other elements like the vocal and the lead I mentioned before. Okay guys, we're at the end of this video. Hope you liked Even and the making of it. Let me know if you have anything to ask. Hit me up on Instagram and don't forget to follow me there and on all other social medias. Check out and stream also Even on all platforms using the link in the description. See you soon guys, see you in the next video.